Hello guys, welcome back to MonLabo Linux. So today we're going to be talking about something a bit different from the DevOps site. It's on Linux and is a very famous command that we all know. But how do you know that is a famous command? So let me go ahead with a use case. For example, you might have a task where you are asked to create to delete some files, probably for decommissioning, and they ask you to delete a very specific file within a directory, okay, or a repository, something like that. So for example, let's say here they say we want to get rid of the accounting base YAML file, okay, as well as whatever is inside this one here, okay. So they don't want to touch the hiring resource. Alright, so we don't want to touch any of that. So as you can see, we have that in all the directories. So now the question is, how do you go about that? How do you go and delete each and every? For sure, you can have Python, okay. If you are a Python programmer, you can use that and delete the files. Or if you want, you can go ahead with the manual process and just delete each and every one at a time, okay. Or if you master how to do that, another way you can do it. But if it's like this, like 30 files or maybe 100, okay, or hundreds, okay, of files, and you have to delete that without touching another files. Let's suppose you have multiple other files inside. So how do you go about that? So if you don't know, I'm going to show you a very simple way of doing it, okay. So there is a command called find that we all know, okay, but that command is really special, okay. So for example, if I was to say, for example, find me from this location, and I will say, for example, the name of the file is accounting. I can spell, right? Accounting dash and then base, for example. Alright, so I believe that's what we have everywhere. Accounting base, yeah. So for example, if I was to say that find that accounting base, for example, okay, and then I hit enter, it is not able to find anything. Yes, that's because I put something like this, right? And then it's going to find all these guys, for example. So you can see that you have accounting base from here, accounting base here, and there. So now, how do you delete that using the same command? So exec command has a specific feature, or if you like a flag or exec, okay. So the find command has the exec command, and then, for example, let's say we wanted to do ls ltr on the result, for example. And then how do you close that? So to close it, you do backslash and then this. So when you hit enter, you see that you are able to list everything that is there, okay. You're able to list everything. So this means that we can perform some other Linux commands thanks to this exec and this one. So this flower bracket that you see here is there for you to it captures the output and then leaves that to you so that you can use it to, you can perform some other action on top of it, and the exec is just to execute the command, okay. And this one here is to close the statement, because if you don't close that, you might have some trouble. Alright, so with that now, I think you guess what we need to do, right? So we can just do rm minus f minus f, okay, and then let's see what happened. So we can type enter. So we can see that all those files, okay, have disappeared. Here we don't have the accounting dash base anymore. So if you look in all those files now, you won't be able to see any of those files. not there anymore. It's no longer there. All right, it's no longer there. But now, what about they have maybe is a very common pattern? Okay, so if they have a very common pattern, how do you come to delete them? I mean, if they are different pattern, that's what I mean. Sorry about that. So if they are different pattern, how do you go and delete each and every? Okay, so this is where wildcard will take place. Okay, for example, here you have base and here you have resources, but you want to delete everything at the same time, like hiring resource and hiring base. And if you check here, you are hiring resource everywhere. For example, in all of these files from first to the last one. Okay, so how do you go about deleting all those? So for sure you can use the same command, but now it's not going to be like that. Okay, so you will have to probably put something like this. Okay, and then here you can put a star. All right, so for example, if we want to test that, you can just say ls. Okay, oops, oh yeah, I forgot to put that. Yeah, so you need to put around it like this. So now if we do this, for some reason I have some hard time with bash fish when it comes to do this. Okay, let me try to move all the way here. Okay, nothing. For some reason I don't know why it does that here, but let me switch to bash. So here I'm with bash, and let's try that. Okay, till there we don't find anything, and this is because it's not really bash fish that that caused the problem. It's me. Okay, so I'm using accounting and I'm trying to find hiring using accounting. How is that possible? So you can do something like this. So you say, for example, hiring. Okay, and then you have the something there, which is the common base between the which is the difference. Okay, that this is the wildcard that will mark this as the difference. So you can just come there and then you say ls, for example. You see that you have the result, and then if you want to remove, just do this F, and boom. And now when you check each and every of those folder, okay, so each and every of those folder, you see that none of them has it anymore. So now don't be deleting files anyhow. Okay, use these techniques to improve yourself at work. If you like what you see here, please consider leaving a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and share with your colleague. Bye bye.